Welcome back to Frontline News. I'm Javon Keys. It's now time for Frontline Business. There are more grim projections for Jamaica following the International Monetary Fund IMF's forecast of a 5.6% contraction in the economy for 2020 as the country reels from the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, Professor of International Business at the University of the West Indies, Mona, UWI, Professor Denzel Williams says it could take up to a decade for the economy to recover from the fallout.
If we have an impact in the range of about 6%, I will say to you that if we continue on our existing growth trajectory, which, as you know, we have been growing between, say, 0.7% to 1% real GDP growth per year for maybe the last 40 years or so. If we were to continue on that path post-COVID, it is going to take us about a decade for us to get back to where we are today. Yes, a decade, literally. It would take us about up to 2030 to get back to 2019 levels of GDP if we are to grow at 0.7% and the decline would have been 6% if we get that.
Professor of International Business at UWI Mona, Denzel Williams. Now, as the world shuts down to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic, the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United States, FAO, has released a report on food security and supply chains. The FAO noted that supermarket shelves remain stocked for now, but the organization notes that a protracted pandemic could quickly put a strain on food supply chains. To help alleviate supply chain pains, the report recommends multiple steps for countries to follow. The report urges countries to expand emergency food programs and social security nets or social safety nets, support small farms through markets and e-commerce, examine tax and trade laws to keep trade flowing, and manage macroeconomic ramifications and disruptions. The World Trade Organization, WTO, is forecasting that global trade will decline between 13 to 32% this year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the WTO says global trade tensions led to a 3.2% decline in air cargo volumes in 2019, and based on current estimates, 2020 will be much worse. In the meantime, the International Air Transport Association, IATA, is reporting that air cargo services have held up relative to passenger operations due to the demand to ship medical supplies and sustain supply chains. However, air freight volumes are declining. The WTO says the significant reduction in belly hold capacity due to the grounding of passenger fleets has provided some respite in the form of higher yields and strong demand for dedicated freighter operations. And we now move to stocks. In Wednesday's trading session, the JSE Combined Index declined by 7,133 points, under 400,000 units. Overall market activity resulted from trading in 85 stocks, of which 19 advanced, 53 declined, and 13 traded firm. The junior market index advanced by 80 points to close at over 2,000 units. Stocks advanced for 138 Student Living, AMG Packaging and Paper, Caribbean Assurance Brokers Limited, Siboney Group, and Derrimon Trading Company. Stocks declined for 1834 Investments, Access Financial Services, Barita Investments, Berger Paints Jamaica, and Blue Power Group. And a trading firm were CAC 2000, Caribbean Cream Limited, Epley Caribbean Property Fund, Epley Limited, and Grace Kennedy Group. Trans Jamaican Highway Limited was the volume leader with 39.9 million units trading, followed by Sagicor Select Funds Limited Financial with 3.9 million units, and Wigton Wind Farm ordinary shares with 3.8 million units. And now the foreign exchange. Now on to commodities. Oil fell 4% towards $28 a barrel on Wednesday, pressured by reports of persistent oversupply and collapsing demand due to global coronavirus-related lockdowns and a lack of coordinated oil prices for strategic storage. Now Brent fell $1.19 or 4% to settle at $28.41 per barrel. West Texas Intermediate WTI crude slid 45 cents or 22%, or rather 2.2%, to settle at $19.66 a barrel. And that's it for Frontline Business. I'm Javon Keys. Pleasant viewing.